welcome to my new series called Influencing Change. Now, as you know, technology keeps changing and it keeps changing very quickly, and we as people have to adapt to those changes. The funny part is that a lot of people don't want to change. A lot of organizations have a hard time getting people to change. Now, they have a change strategy and it looks something like this. The first thing a company determines is what needs to change. What has to happen? Where do we need to go to? Where do we need to be? What is that change? And if you're a manager, you're talking to your salespeople or your general corporation, your general company rather, and you're trying to figure out how do we get the people to change within our company. The second thing you have to look at is implementation. Okay, now that we figure out what we need to do is how do we implement this rollout? How do we implement this change? What's the strategy? What's the blueprint? And we lay things out so everybody understands. So we understand the direction, we understand how we're going to get there with the implementation. You think that's all you need to do. No. The problem is the last piece. There's always resistance to change. People resist changing. It's just by our very nature. We like to stay in our comfort zone. We don't want to change. So even if you tell me what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, I as an individual probably don't want to do it. Now, as a manager, that's frustrating because we're trying to get people on the same page to move in the same direction at the same time. So this series is really all about is how do we influence people to change? How do we reduce that resistance so they're more compliant to that change? So this is what we're going to talk about. I'm going to give you 3 strategies that you can use, basically a layout that you can implement to actually get people to change. And the first step that we're going to talk about is how do you reduce that resistance? So let's move to the first video and let's get this series started. Here we go.